and welcome to Talk FCB and welcome here to the channel, guys, to the preview of Valencia against Barcelona coming from La Liga tomorrow night. Arguably the biggest game of our season so far. Here we go with the video. Let's see what's happening. As always, guys, the preview is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which is always down in the description down below. And I have to say, OneFootball app users are very confident going into this game. 68,000 of you have voted on the app so far. 85% of those believe that Barcelona will leave the Mestalla tomorrow with success. The game kicking off in Valencia at 8:45 local time. The very final game on Sunday it is. We will be playing after Real Madrid, who've already played today, after Atletico, who play later on tonight. We will be playing on that Sunday, second against first. It's going to be massive. As always, guys, that is the time there where you are in the world. And like I say, Real Madrid have already played today. They face Malaga at home. Malaga currently in 18th spot, and they're going to remain there. They unfortunately lost 3-2 to Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and it really was a game where Real did not do enough. They were not great again. They only just got through it against opposition who've really struggled this season, and it was anything but convincing for Real Madrid, who just about get the win on the day. And later on tonight will be Levante hosting Atletico Madrid, who are currently in 4th position, and that will be the last game today before we take on Valencia tomorrow in Sunday's game. So like I say, it will be second against first at the Mestalla tomorrow. Two teams coming into the game who started the season in absolutely incredible fashion. We, of course, have been unstoppable in the league. Really good results for us so far. But Valencia it is, they've really come from nowhere. They had a really average season last season. This season, they've really got it together. They've got a good group of players there. They work for each other. They're a very structured team, and they've had an absolutely incredible start of the season. And a lot of people coming into this game, and especially when we look at the table, there's been a lot of people saying, you know, we're well ahead of Atletico Madrid, we're well ahead of Real Madrid. You've got to keep remembering Valencia. They are in second. They deserve to be there. They're definitely there on merit. They've warranted that so far, and we have to be wary of them, and we certainly have to respect them going into tomorrow's game, because there's no doubt about it, they can cause us problems given the way they played this season. And if we just take a look at some stats now, which really do highlight Valencia this season being a very good attacking force. They've conceded a few more goals than us. In the league so far, we have scored a massive 33 goals. Valencia only 1 goal less than that. They've been in very prolific form in front of goal. They've got 32 goals so far this season. We, though, have only conceded 4 goals. We have the best defence out of any team in Europe's top 5 leagues so far this season. Not only our defence has been outstanding, but also the form, of course, of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who has been unbelievable between the sticks. Valencia, though, conceded 11 goals, but they have been brilliant. Not only stats-wise, but if you watch their performances, they play good football, they're a good side, and they will definitely cause us problems tomorrow, because they got several danger men. And that's what I would say if you look here at the goal scorers so far in La Liga and the top goal scorers for both sides. Lionel Messi, of course, leads the pack so far with 12 goals in La Liga this season. He's also contributed with 3 assists. Simone Zaza, though, in second place. Valencia's striker, a very prolific forward who's been in really good form in front of goal this season. He's got 9 goals so far. Also in the top 4 between the two teams is Rodrigo, Spanish forward. He's got 7 goals with 3 assists, and Santi Mina as well. 5 goals for him and 1 assist. So what you'll notice from that is obviously Lionel Messi, prolific for us, but we haven't got a lot more in and around that area for goals. Obviously Suarez is just below that. Paulinho as well has got a few this season, but Valencia's goals really are shared around the team. And if you look at those 3 players there from Valencia, Zaza, Rodrigo, Mina, very good attacking players, very good players, and have had a great season so far. That doesn't even include arguably their best player of the season, Guedes, who's a player on loan from PSG, and he has been absolutely sensational. Every single game he's played this season, he's had an impact. He's very direct, he's very quick, he's really athletic, but he's got something to go on the back of it as well. When he gets in the dangerous areas, he makes the right decisions, and he's a Portuguese international, a young player, definitely a player who's definitely rising game upon game, and he could be a real threat on the counter tomorrow. He's got 3 goals so far this season with 5 assists, so he likes to contribute in front of goal, not only scoring, but providing as well. But they've got other good players, Valencia. They brought in Kondogbia this season. He's on loan currently from Inter Milan. He's a very big figure in their central midfield. He likes to run things. He's certainly got an engine. He's a very powerful player. He's got a screamer last weekend when they played Espanyol, a really good goal, and I'm sure you remember the goal that he scored as well at the Bernabeu earlier on this season. One positive for us will be, though, their centre-back pair in Gabriel and Maria have been excellent this season as a duo. Both of them came in the summer, and they've been really good at the heart of Valencia's defence, which last season really did let them down. The good thing for us, though, is that Maria will not be in the squad tomorrow to face us. He picked up an injury against against Espanyol, so it'll be interesting to see how they cope without him at home. At the Mestalla, though, it is safe to say they will be very, very comfortable, because the thing with Valencia is that the kind of club that when they're on song, when everybody's singing off the same hymn sheet, when they're on form, their fans can be incredible. They really can be their 12th man. The Mestalla tomorrow will be absolutely rocking. They'll be fully behind their team, and it will be a really, really hard atmosphere to go in there and get the points. They have the second best home record in the league. The only team above them, of course, is ourselves. We've been faultless so far at home in the league. The only points they've dropped at home, though, are against Atletico Madrid. That was a 0-0 draw on the day, and that's the only points they've dropped at home in the entire league season so far. And it's also worth noting, though, that we do have the best away record in the league. So if anybody can go to the Mestalla and get 3 points, it is us. And I mentioned Valencia's change in fortunes to last season, of course, where they were quite average, languaging around sort of mid-table, which really shouldn't be the case for a club as big and as fantastic, really, as Valencia is. One man behind that, of course, they brought in players, but the man that really has kicked them on has been Marcelino. He came in the summer, of course. He used to manage Villarreal in La Liga, and when he was there, he did a terrific job as well. He's come into Valencia this season, and he's really done well. He's made them very, very good on the attack. They counter very quickly. They've got the likes of Guedes, Andreas Pereira, as well as on loan from Manchester United. They've got a lot of pace in their team. They've got players like Parejo, Soler in midfield as well, who can pull the strings, and he really has been fantastic. One thing to note, though, will be that Marcelino will not be on the touchline for tomorrow's game at the Mestalla. The reason being is he got sent off in the game against Espanyol in their last game, so he'll be watching the game tomorrow from the stands. But one thing about Valencia as well, a very interesting stat, because it has been very much a topic of conversation at the moment: conversion rate. Valencia actually have the best conversion rate in Europe's top 5 leagues so far this season. So what we don't want for them to do tomorrow is give them chances. If they get chances, Zaza can take them, Mina can take them, Rodrigo can take them. We do not want to be giving them any chances in and around the box. We need to be watertight in our defence, and we need to make sure that we're stopping Valencia on the break. However, it is not all about Valencia, as we know. They're a very good team. I think we should definitely respect them, but going into the game, it is always the same. We should prepare ourselves in the same way. We've got the players, we've got the personnel, we've got Lionel Messi, of course, and I think the whole squad in general will be lifted by the news that today, of course, it has become official. He has signed his new contract until 2021, and I think that should give everybody a massive psychological boost going into tomorrow's game. You know as well as I do, everybody's been looking forward to that moment. We've all been a little bit worried in the back of our minds about Messi staying at the club. Now it's official, now it's confirmed. The players can fully concentrate on this game, and I hope going into it, they can all have a boost, a lift, and really take that confidence into the game tomorrow and give us a fantastic positive result. In terms of previous meetings, though, against Valencia, there have been some very, very enthralling ties over the past few years with Valencia, particularly back in March. We won 4-2 at the Camp Nou. Suarez, Messi twice, and Andre Gomez on the score sheet in that game. But it has actually been the games at the Mestalla which have been very, very dramatic in recent years. Particularly last season, October 2016, the 94th minute winner from Lionel Messi from the penalty spot won the game on that day. That ended 3-2, and you remember the celebrations. Messi tucked away the penalty. There was things thrown from the Valencia fans, very, very unhappy, but we came away with all 3 points. And one of the most celebrated goals, I would say, ever, to be honest, since I've been watching Barcelona, will be in November 2014. I'm sure you're going to know what I'm going to say. We won the game 1-0. It came through a very, very unlikely hero, Sergio Busquets of all people, again in the 94th minute. An unbelievable stoppage time, last second winner from Sergio Busquets on the volley, puts it past Diego Alves. Absolutely incredible scenes as we won that game, and that was a really decisive moment in our season. We went on, of course, under Luis Enrique to do the treble, and that was a massive moment behind it in the league. It was a really, really last second goal from Busquets, which lifted everybody's spirits. So at the Mestalla, a lot of crazy things could happen, and I would expect a very, very exciting game tomorrow. But now on to the lineup that we're expecting to see from Barcelona and from Valverde tomorrow evening. Now, Rafinha, Dembele, Arda Turan, Mascherano have all been left out of the squad. They're on the injury list, as we discussed yesterday. Gomez and Sergio Roberto aren't quite ready for this game. They are back in full training, but this one has just come a bit too soon for both of them. And of course, Gerard Piqué not in the squad tomorrow. He is suspended, which does give us a big problem at centre-back. Vermaelen and Umtiti are expected to play at centre-back tomorrow, with David Costas from Barcelona B having been called up to the first team to join the squad tomorrow. And this is how I think the team will look: Ter Stegen, Jordi Alba, Umtiti, Vermaelen alongside him with Semedo, Busquets, Iniesta, Rakitic. And I'm going to say that Valverde tomorrow possibly will go with a 4-man midfield. Just like we saw against Juventus, it possibly gives us a bit more control in a big away game like this. But instead of, obviously, in that game he had Suarez Suarez and he had Deulofeu ahead of the midfield. In this game, obviously, we're going to be seeing Lionel Messi from the start. So I think he's going to have Suarez and Messi up front. It allows Suarez to be a bit more central, to play a bit more narrow, which is where he likes to do. And in midfield, Rakitic has been brilliant, like we discussed. Paulinho is much, much better when he doesn't have that defensive responsibility, when he can go forward, when he can link up with Messi. So I would not be at all surprised tomorrow to see Valverde once again try to implement those 4 players in the centre of the park, trying to get more on the ball a bit more, trying to have that bit more control in a very difficult away game. And obviously what we want to try and do is stop Valencia having those counter-attacks. At centre-back tomorrow, Vermaelen is going to be tested. He hasn't played a lot this season, particularly in the league, hardly at all. And the most important thing tomorrow is for him to sort of come into the game, try and feel comfortable as quickly as he can. The good thing for him though, of course, is that he is next to Samuel Umtiti, who has been outstanding this season, and he's in front of Ter Stegen, who if things go wrong, you can always count on him, just like we saw at the very death of the Juventus game, to get us out of trouble and make those incredible saves. But I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Valverde do this. It's going to be really interesting to see what he goes with, whether there's a few more surprises in store, because this season with Valverde, there has been a lot of surprises, particularly in big games as well, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see what he does tomorrow evening. But as always, guys, I will be here following that game with a review of it, looking at the player's performance and analysing it in more detail for you guys. As always, I am going to go tomorrow with a 2-1 Barcelona win. I am feeling good about this one. I don't think we've seen our full potential yet. I don't think we'll see that in terms of the quality of our performances until Dembele comes back, but I do think we've got enough tomorrow. I think in our midfield, if we can get that control and we can give the service to Messi in particular and Suarez as well, I think Suarez could score tomorrow. I'm just feeling it. We saw him score against Leganes. We saw him score twice in that game. Nothing against Juve. Potentially tomorrow against an opposition he does like, he could possibly get amongst the goals. Leave your score predictions down below, guys, and as always, leave your lineup predictions down below, and I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. As always, thank you for joining me, and make sure you enjoy the match. Hopefully, we can enjoy it. But until then, Vesca el Barça. Barça! Barça! Barça!